welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a short makeup tutorial. I am no expert in doing makeup, so this is very basic for all of us beginners. I'm just going to teach you a little bit of blending tricks and the way I do my makeup, and I hope this helps some of you. And please bear in mind, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not an expert in makeup. It's very basics. I do want to learn some tricks and some tips and some new techniques on how to do my makeup so I can get a bit more advanced, because as of right now I've learned how to do my makeup, how my makeup looks good, so I do it the same way every time. Same colors, same shades, everything's the same. So I do want to grow a bit and explore a bit. And yeah, maybe I will do that while I'm on camera so that I can join you guys in while I'm learning. So let's get started. First thing to do is to wear an old shirt. Alright, I've got one of my boyfriend's shirts over here. Alright, you should never wear the outfit you're going to wear, for the reason that sometimes the base messes on the shirt or the dress, and then it can look quite bad. So wear an old shirt, a gown, a towel, whatever makes you happy. I've chosen to wear an old shirt of my boyfriend's because it's a lazy at home shirt, which I don't mind getting dirty. Alright, so I've got a clip over here. Always good to clip up your hair, just so that it's all out of the way. So I have clipped it up over here. Have put a pony over here just to tie it and get it out of my face. So I'm just going to take this rest and just clip that up just so that it's all out of my face and out of my way. Okay, now that my hair is out of my face, out of my way, I like to just brush these hairs back just so that they don't get in my way either. Before I start, I will be looking a little bit more to this side, just for the fact that I have a mirror and I can't see myself in the phone because I'm using the back camera. So if you do see me looking to the side, it's just for the reason that I'm looking into the mirror just so that I can see my makeup better. Alright, so I'm going to start with some foundation. I use MARC. I love this brand. It's a nude matte, alright? It's a liquid makeup, liquid foundation. I absolutely love Avon products. So this is from MARC, Avon. And then what I like to do is two differences. You can either use a sponge to apply your base, or you can use a foundation brush. So one of the tips that I got from one of my modeling teachers when I was doing modeling was that it's better to use a brush rather than a sponge, for the reason that you waste a lot more makeup with a sponge, because a sponge soaks up a lot of the makeup, whereas a brush doesn't soak up or soaks up very little. So I would recommend using a brush. I just prefer putting the base on and the foundation with a brush. I just feel it goes better than it does with a sponge. I'm just going to put some on there. Going to need a bit more of that. When I'm able to buy some more, I will definitely do so. Right, so what I do is I like to put it on this cheek, that cheek, at the top over here, and just dot it over here. And then make a line at the bottom, which looks weird right now. Alright, and I'll go in circular motions just to get it all in. Alright, and I like to get the makeup all over my face. I know there are people that avoid their eyes and doing their eyelids as well as their eyebrows. But I prefer just to do it all over, just so that you think of your face as a canvas, so that you have a clean canvas. Right, let's get at the top here. I put a bit too much over here. Alright, I like to get behind the ears, in the hairline, just for the reason that it looks a bit more blended. It looks a lot more natural. Okay, it's going a bit weird on my nose today. I see. Right, so I like to go on the ear, around the ear, in that hairline, but at the back of my neck. because the last thing you want is to have a line over here where it shows where your makeup ends. So as I said, to make it look more blended, a bit more finished, don't be shy. Get it in that hairline. Get all up in that ear. So I'm going to need another coat just because I didn't do a lot there. Alright, but before we get to that, I see I got a bit of bags here. It's a bit blue over here. So I'm just going to use some concealer just to get rid of that. Alright, so the concealer I use is also from Mark. It is the same shade. It's also a nude matte. I'm just going to open that up. Right, I'm going to put some underneath my eye over here and on that one. For the concealer, I prefer to use a sponge because I will dab it and I just feel it sets it better than the brush does. Right, so I go all along the eye because I tend to have some blue and red on my top of my lid, top of my eyelid. Okay, so as you can see, I'm dabbing. Right, I'm just doing it very quickly so you can see dab, 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 dab. Alright. And as you do it, yes, your eye will be quite white, but don't stress. We will blend that in. You won't look like a ghost, I promise. Alright, I'm just going to do another coat of that. So depending on how I feel on the day, I sometimes like to do the concealer first, the foundation first, but I always top it off with the foundation last, just so that it sets it. Otherwise, my eyes tend to be a lot lighter than the rest of my skin. So what I like to do is I like to always finish off with foundation. So it all depends on how you feel, also how I feel on the day. Some days I do the concealer first, then the foundation. Other days, like today, I'm doing the foundation, concealer, foundation again. Got that sponge in my eye a little bit. That's quite painful. So my eye's probably going to go a little bit bloodshot. Okay. Round 2 of the foundation. I'm not going to put as much. Get some on those eyes, a bit on the cheeks. Alright, I put a bit more on my chin just because I have a scar on my chin. And I like to just cover that up so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Right, I'm going to go over the eyes again. In that hairline. I'm being a bit rough with my eyes today, ow. Alright, so what I also like to do is, if you see over here, my neck makes a bit of a V. Alright, you can see from, if you follow the jawline and go down, as well as here. So I like to concentrate it a bit in that V. See, my eyes are starting to water a little bit. But I don't like to just focus there, so I like to go a little bit further as well. Go at the back, don't be shy. Awesome. So that's the foundation done. I generally start with my eyes, but they're taking a little bit of strain today because I'm being a little bit rough with them. So I'm going to give them just a little break. And I'm going to start with my cheeks first. Alright, so what I have here is Beauty's Treats. It's a matte blush palette. It's got a lot of colors. My favorite one, as you can see, is this one over here. So you can see how much it's been used. I just prefer it because I feel that some of these, like this one's a bit too, these ones are a bit too pink, that one's a bit too brown. But maybe in the next couple of days I should experiment a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to be using this one. You don't want too much blush. Okay, otherwise you look a bit clowny. And this is not Halloween. We're not trying to do that effect. Alright, so as you see, one trick that helps is if you smile. Alright, you can see there's your cheekbone. So you would want to do just a little bit below that. Alright, so not exactly on your cheekbone, just a little bit below. And I like to follow, you see this little part of your ear? It's quite weird. If you follow that going down, that's the line I'm talking about. And this side, you'll see there, follow that line. But a lot of the time it's easier if you just smile and then you'll see that line over there. Right. Alright, so I like to go in circular motions, bring it back, motions, bring it back. And again, I get it into that hairline, not shy. And another thing that you want to do is you want to get a full cheek. You don't just want to do a circle, because that's where the clown effect starts to come in. Alright. I don't want to do it too hectic because my cheeks tend to go a bit red often. So I'm just going to do it a little bit today. Okay, see I went a little bit crazy on that side. Just going to have to do a bit more on the other. I just like to get that even. All right, awesome. Now that that's done, we are going to move on to the eyes. For the eyes, I have this nude palette from LA Girl. I love these nude colors. I just feel they're easier to work with and they're easier to blend and find colors with that work nice. Right, so you can see all the colors over there. The colors that I like to use is I like to use these ones over here because they're quite light. I like to use that for the full lid. And then I like to use these ones at the end to blend it from the corner going dark inwards. All right, so I predominantly like to use these ones, these three, 1, 2, 3, and I like to use these three at the end over here. For today, I'm going to be making use of this color over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the full eyelid in this color. Alright, and I like to stop at that crease over there. I don't like to go further than that. That's just personal preference. Do you just check that they're even before moving on? Right, and in the beginning, don't stress about mess. You will have a bit of mess. We will get to that a bit later. Then for the darker shade, I will be making use of this brown over here. Okay, you don't want too much of that. That is about fine, right? You do not want too much on the brush. So what I do is I like to just do it in the corner, dark. So you'll see I just go in the corner there, make it very dark. I just stick to the corner. All right. Before we get to blending, I'm going to do the other side. Oops, I went a bit far there. It'll just mean I'll have to go a bit further on the other side. Okay. Just going to go a little bit further with this side. You want to try and get them a bit even. I see mine are not very even today, but you like to try and get them a bit more even. Just get an even line over there. So you can see that they're quite dark. So what I'm going to do, you're going to take the other side of your brush. Then I like to bring it from here and drag it through. Alright, so bring it there, drag it. So what this does, it basically just blends the colors so they look like one. So you don't have that solid line. See, my makeup's coming out a bit differently today. I actually really like it. It's a bit darker than normal. I think it's because I went too far over, but it actually looks quite nice. I'm quite happy with the look. So as you can see here, it's very light over there. Then it goes a little bit darker and quite dark here on the edges. That's the look that you're trying to achieve, all right? All right. And you like to just check that they both equal, that the darkness is equal on both of them. All right, so if the one's darker, just patch that one up a bit more. If the one's lighter, just make it a little bit darker, vice versa. I think that's quite even. I like that. Awesome, so that's the eyes done. What we're going to do is a little bit of cleanup. So what I like to do is just take my fingers and just wipe it down here a little bit, not too hard, to get most of the dark off. Then I like to take the brush that I use for my foundation, so I've still got a bit of foundation on it, and just go over it with that. It gets it off, as well as putting a bit of foundation on it as well. Get there at the top there. Like to have a nice solid line there. Okay. Alright, sometimes if it doesn't want to come off, you can always just add a bit more foundation to the brush and just go over it again. Moving on, next we will be doing the mascara. So when it comes to mascara, my favorite tool of all time is this tool over here. I'm not sure the name of it. I think it's called an eyelash clamp. I'm not too sure. So I love this little tool. You'll see there, it clamps it over there. Alright. To some, it might look like quite a dangerous tool. I promise you, it's not painful. It does not hurt at all. Once you find it and you work well with it, it will be your best friend. So basically what it does is, as you can see, your eyelashes go in all different directions. And sometimes your eyelashes can be quite low, or sometimes they're just going in weird directions. What this does is it pushes them all up and puts them all in the right direction, which makes it a lot easier when doing your mascara. So what you'll do is put it against your eye. Alright, then what I like to do is just blink quite a few times just to get it in the middle. And then you can clamp it up there. So as you can see my eyelashes in there. Alright, and then you let go of that. And there we go. So now you can see that they're all up. Going to do this eye. And one thing you want to be careful of is don't go too close, because then you will pinch your skin, and that is very painful. I'm going to need to go a bit closer there. Alright. Just going to do this eye again. They're not all up. Alright, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use two different mascaras today. I'll be using Scandal Eyes for today's mascara, as well as Get Big Lashes. This is by Essence, and this one is by Rimmel London. So I'll be using these two today. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the Scandal Lashes from Rimmel. Okay. And what I like to do is go to the bottom and you trickle your way up like that. Trickle, trickle like that. So you're going in this type of motion up. Obviously in smaller movements because the eyelash is quite short. Alright. I just find it gets it better. It just applies it better. Ow, and try and avoid doing that. All right, this eye is probably going to water. That was very sore. The struggles of being a female. We all know it. I'm trying to make this eye not water. Alright, so just get all along there, get these little baby ones in the corner. That's that eye done without watering. On to the next one. And what I like to do is I like to lift my head just so that my eye goes a bit more down, because if you're doing it like this, you are most likely going to get your eyebrow. And a funny fact, I do keep my mouth open. I'm not sure why. There was a study done a few years ago that it helps with concentration, and most women can't apply mascara without keeping their mouth a little bit open. Just a fun fact. Oh, okay. Today is just obviously not makeup day, apparently. Alright, sorry about that. My eyes are going to hate me after this. Hence the reason you'll see I don't do makeup often. My eyes, they don't like it too much. They don't like to be fiddled. So now I'm going to use the Get Big Lashes by Essence. Alright, try and make my eyes just cool down a little bit. I don't want them to water. Probably seems like I'm about to cry. Alright. So sometimes I like to use two. It just gives a bit more of a finished look. Also, my other mascara is running out a bit, so this one just fills in a little bit and adds a bit more volume. But don't stress. If you only have one is perfect. You need not use two. That's that eye done. As you can see, it makes it a bit more fuller with the second coat of mascara. And waterproof mascara is the best. Just a nice little side note. I just prefer waterproof mascara because there are times where your eyes will water, and it is quite embarrassing when you're out on a date or with friends and then your eyes start to water. You cry a little bit and then your eyes start to water and then you just have this black trickling down your cheeks. It's not good. All right, that's the eyes done. I've done them a bit more bold than I normally do. I just felt like trying something a little bit different today. I normally would do eyeliner, but because my eyes are quite sensitive today, they will water and my whole eye will go red. So I'm going to avoid the eyeliner for today. But I generally do the eyeliner. It also just depends on the look. If there are some days where the eyeliner looks better, and there are some days where it looks better without it. Alright, so I'm just going to get this in a bit. My eyes watered a little bit, so it's a little bit wet down over here. My eyes have been able to compose themselves a little bit, which is great. There's the eyeshadow, which I think looks quite nice, nicely blended. And there's mascara, we've got the blush. So the last thing to do is the lips. Alright, so just a personal trick. I like to use as the base, I like to use lipstick. And then to top it off, I like to use a lip gloss. I just find that sometimes the lip gloss, it will fade throughout the night unless you have a 24-hour, 48-hour lip gloss, which I don't have. But what I've noticed that is it starts to fade. Whereas if you have the lipstick as a base, it keeps that color the whole night. So I just find it better to do the lipstick and then the lip gloss on top. Right, and you can just keep topping it up with the lip gloss. Please excuse my hands, they're quite dirty from today's session. So this is Avon lipstick. So that's how it looks. That's the color over there. And the color is Stolen Kisses. That's the name of this color. So I'm just going to apply this on. And I don't apply a thick coat. It's guaranteed that I will always go over a little bit. I don't know what it is. It's guaranteed. So those lips are quite in your face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it off to give it a bit of a shine and a bit of a gloss. Okay, I prefer the gloss look better than the lipstick look. So I'm going to top it off with some CoverGirl lip gloss over there. This is from CoverGirl, 620 Colorlicious. That is the color of this. I bought it quite a few years ago. It's probably about 10 years ago now that I bought this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it on. I'm not going to wipe it on for the reason that the lipstick is going to come onto the lip gloss brush. So I'm just going to tap it on over there. Get some on the top. Alright, and then I'm just going to rub my lips together to get both those colors in. Just going to put a little bit more on. I like this color CoverGirl because it adds a bit of a metallic, a bit of a shimmer, which I really, really like. Okay, perfect. That's all on. So that's all my makeup done. Very excited. So what I'm going to do now is wash these hands because these hands look awful. And then I'm going to use some makeup setting spray. So I'll be back in a second to do that.
Later.
Alright, so I like to use makeup setting spray. I know some people use a powder. I do like the powder, but I've noticed that the makeup setting spray, it just sets it better. And for me, personally, the reason I never liked makeup is I hate the feeling of touching my face and I can feel the makeup on my face. I hate it when I, let's say, rub against the pillow and then the pillow has makeup on it. There's nothing I can't stand more than that. But with the makeup setting spray, I find that it sets it, and there are times I don't even feel like I have makeup. So there are times if I don't use makeup setting spray, I literally feel like I have a mask, like I've got another face on. With makeup setting spray, it makes me feel like it's my face. When I rub my skin, it feels like my skin. It doesn't feel like this cake, this makeup plastered on my face, because I can't stand that. This is the makeup setting spray that I use. This is from Avon. It's just a normal standard makeup setting spray. It's nothing too fancy or too unusual about it. And I know a lot of people are worried, and a lot of my friends are worried that I do it after my mascara, but I promise you it doesn't make anything run. You can finish your entire look, then put it on, and it'll set it as it is. So you don't need to worry about doing one thing after the other. You can finish your entire face and then do the makeup setting spray and it'll be perfect. I'm going to take it and put it a bit away from my face. You don't like it too close because then the chances of it running are quite likely and you don't want that. So just hold it a bit away from your face and you're just going to spray all around. What I like to do is I like to make it feel, your face is going to feel wet. Alright, so it's going to feel, you're going to feel it being wet, but I promise you nothing will run. So don't stress about that. So I like to, if I feel my whole face is wet, and I sometimes do a little bit too much, then I know that it's done. Close your eyes and just... Alright, then what I like to do is just fan my face, get that all to dry. I let it dry before I open my eyes. And one thing I love about the Avon makeup setting spray is it smells amazing. It really truly does. It smells incredible. So that's all done. So now I can feel that my whole face is dry. I put on all the setting spray and you'll feel afterwards, this legit feels like my face. It doesn't feel like I have makeup on at all. what I've noticed with the makeup setting spray is this is how your face will look when you do your makeup at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you look again at your makeup at 10 o'clock in the evening, it looks exactly the same. Nothing's changed except your lip gloss and your lipstick might change a little bit. Otherwise, it's all pretty much the same, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so that's my makeup done. So we have done the foundation, concealer, blush, lipstick, mascara, and the eyes. Alright, and just another note, the reason why you might have noticed I haven't done my eyebrows is that I feel that I've got enough eyebrows. If not, maybe too much. They're not too thick. So for me, I don't find they aren't empty anywhere. I don't need to fill anything in. So I generally don't do my eyebrows because of that. They look quite perfect as they are. If something's perfect, why would you want to change it? I just leave my eyebrows as is. I do pluck them and shape them, but that's beyond as I go. So I'm just going to let my hair loose here. My hairstyle doesn't look too great today. There we go. As you can see, there's my makeup for today, and I think it looks really nice. I do think the brown makes my eyes pop, right? And yeah, so that's all for today. I want to thank you all for joining. I hope you had lots of fun. If you liked this video, if you thought it was awesome, please give it a thumbs up. So if you ever have any tips or tricks or maybe brands that you prefer, please comment down below and I'll check those out. Please consider subscribing to my channel and tapping that notification bell to stay tuned with all my videos. I do post twice a week, so that's quite often, and you'll get notified every time I post a video. Alright, so thank you again all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!